guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? ANCAP24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to do a little bit different of a tip, as we're going to show you a new resource that we have on our website, and it's called the Draft Guide. If you guys look up here, I press the Draft Guide, and this is what comes up, and it's basically about the MUT Draft, and it's a mode that not a whole lot of people play, but there's definitely people that play it. And coming up this weekend, it's going to be used a lot more because the competitive Madden scene is going to MUT Drafts for the Madden Challenge. Now, I know probably a lot of you guys are saying this video is not for me, it's something that I don't play, this isn't going to be helpful, and that's okay. I do encourage you to watch the video, because what I want to do is make sure you understand that we're really striving hard to put more resources on HuddleGG for the whole Madden community, and there may be something that you possibly have an idea that you can help suggest, and put it in the comment section. But watching the video at least is going to give you an opportunity to see how this resource works, and maybe give you, an idea where you could find something else that might help you personally in the modes that you play. So let's go ahead and look at this and kind of explain what this is and how this is helpful, okay? So you're going to see there's 22 tiles. Each one of these tiles has basically a position based that you're going to see in each round in MUT Draft. So if you see the first tile, it says it's 3 wide receivers. That means that when one of the rounds that pops up is going to have 3 wide receivers. If you look more towards the middle here, you say safety. It's got 1 free safety, 1 strong safety, and then a 1 combination of a free safety, strong safety. Basically what that's meaning is that that's going to be a safety round, and those are the options that are going to happen. Now the top 18 tiles, the first 3 rows, are going to be randomized in the draft. Basically, the first tile there, the 3 wide receivers, may not pop up first. Most likely it won't. It may pop up somewhere else. But those are why we did this, because you need to be able to keep track of what's coming and what's not. So once that 3 wide receiver tile goes ahead, you click it off, and you can see that it blacks out. Say the safety one blacks out, and then the linebacker one blacks out. Now you can see that the ones that are all lit are the ones that are still left to come. So that way, if you're in round 6 and you're trying to figure out, should I pick this guard or should I pick this tackle, you can look at the tiles and say, what's my likelihood of having another guard or tackle? And it can help you pick which player you're picking. I'm just going to reset it so we can kind of do this. And you can see the bottom 4 tiles right here are going to be the ones that you're going to see that are going to be fixed. That means every round 19 is going to have 1 defensive line player, 1 linebacker, and 1 choice of a cornerback or safety. When I say choice, it's going to be random. One time it's going to be a cornerback, the next time it's going to be a safety, right? Round 20 is going to have 1 O-lineman. It doesn't matter what position. And then it's, say, a tight end and a wide receiver. And then obviously in round 21 and 22, you have an offensive skill position. And then round 22, you have defensive players. So this is kind of something that we want to make sure that you understand. We're going to go into a solo draft here and show you exactly how this is going to work for you, and show you exactly how this is live, okay? So let's go ahead and go into the solo draft. And we're going to basically show you as we go. Yes, it costs 9,000 coins for the solo draft, but even if I just jump out of it, what's going to end up happening is you get 6,000 coins back in a Hail Mary. Paxos basically breaks even. So let's go ahead and go to this, the playbooks. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to pick the Steelers playbook. It has some of my favorite formations in it. I kind of got lucky on that one, and we're good to go. Okay, so the first round, I want to basically show you here. We've got a defensive end, left end, we've got a right end, and a defensive tackle. So this is going to be your D-line tile. You go over there, you're going to see that you're going to have that left end, defensive tackle, right end. You go ahead and pick your player, and you can pick, and you just basically black out that spot in order to do it. For me, I'll just pick Simmons, and we'll move on, okay? Next round, what we're going to see is we've got a right guard, left guard, and center. So this is going to be your O-line one, right? Now you're going to know that you're going to see on other tiles, you're going to have a few more opportunities to get each one of these players. I'll go with the center to start. I'm going to black out my O-line tile and making sure that I'm good to go, and we'll go to the next pick. Now you're going to see this is a cornerback one. Now this is honestly not a great cornerback round for us. You're hoping for one of your better corners here. Unfortunately, you don't get one here. I'm going to probably look for Fuller, as I feel like he's going to be the best of the 3. And I'm going to black out my cornerback tile to make sure that I know what's left. Again, here we go with the wide receiver tile. kind of got saved here because the first two weren't great options, but Hilton is, so we'll go ahead and X out our wide receiver tile and pick our player at the same time. So next one here, this is going to be the safety, cornerback safety. Okay, so you see that there's two rounds like this, that we're going to have two safeties and a corner. Now, if you remember correctly, we didn't have a great corner in the first one. So we're going to be looking at the rest of the tiles and saying, okay, I've got this round. I've got one more round of cornerback safeties, when it comes to another round of this. And then on the bottom, you're going to see that I've got an opportunity in round 19 and 22 to get defensive players. So do I go for the safety here or do I go for the corner? Is kind of the question, right? I'm going to go with basically Derwin James. I feel like he's going to be a little bit better for what I would want to do, and hope that I'm going to get some luck in the back 4 rounds to get another corner. Okay, so we'll go ahead and crack him, and we'll click off the cornerback safety tile. Right, next one we're going to see, we've got a mix. Okay, when we see a mix is when there's defensive players and offensive players in there. Okay, so here we've got a linebacker, a offensive lineman, and a defensive lineman. If you look at the tab, it's the one in the bottom right of the third row. It says defensive lineman, offensive lineman, linebacker. And you're going to see that I have a really nice left tackle here. I'm going to pick him, and we'll click off that tile. All right, so next round we're going to see we got our tight end round, right? So we're going to have to figure out, do we want speed or do we want somebody with a little bit more, strength or whatnot? I'm probably a thrower, so I'm going to take Jazeki, and we'll go ahead and black out that tight end. Next one we're going to do, you're going to see a left tackle, right tackle, left tackle. Okay, this is your offensive tackle round. You're going to have 3 tackles. Obviously, one normally it's going to be 1 right tackle, 1 left tackle, and then a bonus one. Even though that I've already got a left tackle, I'm still going to pick Chris Samuels. I'll just have him play the opposite side if I need to, and we're going to go ahead and black out that offensive tackle tile. Now we're going to look at here. We're going to see strong safety, cornerback. Okay, now we've already passed on a cornerback option earlier. This is what really makes this helpful, right? We already see that we've got a safety round. So we're 100% going to get a safety. 100% could put a safety in one of those positions, right? So you see, I already got Derwin James. Now, I'm probably going to have to get Breland. In my opinion, I don't like Fuller as a starter, so I'm hoping I want to put him at my nickel corner. Even though Amos is probably really tough to pass on, I'm going to go with corners because I feel like I can hide my safeties a little bit more than I can hide my corners, depending on what type of scheme you're in. So I'm going to pick Breland. I'm going to cross off that cornerback safety tile to make sure that I got that one off. Now this one is a all running back. Now this is actually kind of interesting that we're seeing this one because I've done this draft 50 times. And this is the second time that I found that a fullback has thrown into the halfback round. So I put all 3 halfbacks on the guide because it's very, very seldom. But in this one, you see that it's in there. So it's good that we see that. I'm going to go with Cam Akers, and he's going to be my opportunity to pick one. And we'll cross off the 3 halfback round. Now, what we're going to see here is that we've got another mix. Mix meaning that we've got offensive, defensive players. We've got a center. We've got an offensive guard, and then we've got either a defensive end or outside linebacker in that one mix. It's the first mix on the board. So here, I'm probably going to go with the center. I know that it shows that I've already got a center. I'll move that center over because I feel like he's going to be better than that guard. And I'll put Hudson here, and I'll just end up putting Kelly somewhere else. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mark off that first mix, and we're good to go. And now we've got another wide receiver round. Now we've got T.Y. Hilton's great. Now we've got somebody that we can either go with Patterson or Hardman. Speed kills. We're going to go with Hardman. Click off that other wide receiver tile, and we're good to go. Now let's go for the next round. And what you're going to see here is we've got 2 defensive linemen and an offensive lineman, right? So what you're going to notice is that that's going to be the next mix, right? 2 defensive end / defensive tackles and an offensive lineman. So you can see that that's the mix. So I'll go ahead and click that off, and we're going to pick a player. Now, the best player on the board is obviously Humphreys. Do we feel that he could play guard? We could. Now, I don't really have, a defensive tackle that we've picked yet. So I'm going to go with the defensive tackle first and give us a little bit of, strength on that. Now, here comes the quarterback round. Quarterback round, unfortunately, this is not a great round for us, even though it's got my boy Matty Ice here, but you know, you kind of want somebody else. It's the only round that has quarterbacks in it, so I'm going to pick Matt Ryan. We're going to click off that that tile, but unfortunately, there's nothing you can do with your quarterback. It's the only round that you get one, and that's it. So now we're going to see that we've got 3 linebackers. Now, the 3 linebackers, you want to make sure that you look at the positions to know what you got going on. This one has a left outside linebacker, middle linebacker, right outside linebacker. So this is going to be the one that's the first tile on the left here that has one of each position. So depending on what you're looking for, I'm going to definitely go with Demario Davis. You can put him anywhere, you know, when you do your shifts. So I'll pick him and I'll click off that first tile for linebackers. Now what you're going to see here is the offensive tile. What that basically means is that you're going to have 3 different positions. It's going to be either a running back, fullback, a wide receiver, and a tight end. I already got a tight end. I don't really value this wide receiver here in any positions. Yes, he'll be better than my 3rd receiver, but I'm probably going to get a better receiver down the line. So I'm going to go with the 2nd tight end. That way, it gives me some options if I want to use, you know, some running formations with double tight ends. And we'll go ahead and click him and turn off the offensive tile. And you can see, if you look what's left, we've got a safety tile and a linebacker tile. So it's pretty predictable what we're going to get here. This is going to be your safety. I like Gardner Johnson in this mode. He definitely has, you know, definitely a good user if you want to put him at linebacker, since we already have Derwin James. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and click him and turn off the safety. And we should know that the linebacker round is the last one, right? Obviously, this left outside linebacker, Khalil Mack, great player. I'm going to use him. Most likely, he's going to be somebody that I'm going to have, you know, potentially be on the line of scrimmage to help me blitz, or, you know, get some user pass rush. So we'll use him. You can see here that even though they have 3 of the different linebackers, this can be a mix of linebackers. It could be all 3 left outside linebackers. It could be all 3 right outside linebackers. It's just a mix. So what we're going to do is we'll pick him and we'll go and turn that off. Okay. Now let's look here at round 19. 19 is going to give you 1 defensive lineman, which is Hakeem Hicks. It's going to give you 1 linebacker, which here is going to be Shaquille Barrett. It's going to give you 1 secondary player. I'm not happy with the secondary player. I feel like that's going to be something that I wish I would have had something different. Now, if you look at my rest of my team, I got to make a decision. I've got, you know, Fuller at 1 corner, Breland at the other corner, so I don't have a 3rd corner right now. So I may go with him, but you can see that if you look at the last round, I know I'm going to get a defensive player, so I'm going to roll the dice and hope I can get that, right? Now, Barrett's going to be a great player for us. Hakeem Hicks is going to be a great player for us. Now, depending on what you want, do you want to be someone who's going to be able to stop the run a little bit more, or do you want somebody that's going to be able to get to the quarterback? I'm probably going to pick Shaquille Barrett, and I'll probably put Davis as a middle linebacker, right? So that's the way I'm going to look at it, and we're good there. Now, the next round should be offensive. It should have an offensive lineman, it should have a tight end, and a wide receiver. Unfortunately, we don't look really good here. I don't have a 2nd guard. As you can see, I've got 2 tackles. I've got a center, and then underneath the center with Kelly, I got another guard. So I'm going to pick this other center, and I'm going to put him at guard, and you're going to see that that's going to give me that round 19. Let's click it off. Actually, that was round 20, my bad. Now, round 21 is where you're going to see that we're going to get offensive players. Now, this is probably where you're going to have to make up for it when it comes to what do you want. Right here, I've got a 3rd wide receiver option. I only have 2 wide receivers. Am I going to run 3 wide receiver sets? Or am I going to run the ability to only have 2? That's going to be a question that you're going to want to ask yourself here. Is Barry, you know, somebody that can play wide receiver for you as well? Is that where you're going to go with this? With the scheme, I know I can run this with 2 tight ends. So I'm going to run Barry as I feel like he's a better running back, and I could definitely use him as a receiver if I wanted to. Last round is going to be 3 defensive players, right? And you can see that we really needed a corner, you know, and unfortunately the corner here is not the best, but it definitely will help us have a 3rd corner. Even though he's probably not the best player of the 3, we're looking for need at this point. So I'm going to pick Finnegan, and you're going to be good to go. The process of this draft was really about understanding what was coming next, what was in the process, and this guide really helps you with that. I can make informed decisions of what I know in the back end, knowing what, I didn't have to make that hope I don't have an opportunity to not have another corner at the end or whatever the case is, right? So we wanted to show you this just from a perspective of being able to go through the motions and understand what this tool's for. Those that are playing in the tournament, definitely feel free to use it. Pass it along to any of your friends that you know that would benefit from having it. But at the end of the day, guys, here at Huddle, we're trying to make the community, a better place to be able to, have resources at your fingertips. And this is just one that we came up with that we wanted to share with everybody. Like I said, if you have one, make sure you go and give us a suggestion. Maybe it'll be something that more people can benefit from. But hit that like button if you feel like, this is something that you want us to continue to do, to be able to get more things for the community on our website in order just to have a spot that you can kind of check these things out. We appreciate you guys, and we'll come back with another video tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys then.